Welcome to It Is Not Empty. Today, we will be talking about George Washington Carver, a black man who was born a slave, became a scientist, and in turn helped redefine what it meant to be a black man in America. Carver proved to not only be an excellent scientist, but a remarkable orator and icon. George Carver was born into slavery here in Diamond, Missouri. Exactly when is unknown, but likely in the 1860s. One night, George and his mother were kidnapped by slave raiders. Moses Carver, George's owner and potentially father, gave the raiders his horse to get the child back. George's mother, however, disappeared forever. After being freed following the abolishment of slavery, Carver studied vigorously on his own. Eventually, he was accepted into the Iowa State Agricultural College. He became the first African American to earn his Bachelor's of Science. What followed this was a flurry of offers from other institutions. In the end, he joined Booker T. Washington and helped to establish Tuskegee Institute, the first college for African Americans. In accepting the offer, he wrote, quote, "It has always been the one great ideal of my life, to be the greatest good to the greatest number of my people possible, and to this end I have been preparing myself these many years, feeling as I do that this line of education is the key to unlock the golden door of freedom to our people." Carver's personal accomplishments focused primarily on soil science. He determined means of rotating crops which revitalized farming in the South. Soil nutrients had been decimated by the repeated harvesting of cotton on farms and slave plantations. This technique helped the soil revitalize nutrients. What propelled him to fame, however, was, of all things, his speech lobbying for tariffs on foreign peanut imports. To set the stage, let us refer to the words of historian Suzanne Fisher. This was shocking. This was a black man testifying in front of Congress in the 20s. Carver was only meant to speak for a short period in front of Congress, but before he was finished, Congress gave him an unlimited time to speak. He spoke through their racist comments, being apparently infectious in energy, and by the end of his speech on foreign peanut tariffs, the audience applauded. He quickly became perhaps the most famous black man in America. He felt farming should be a social affair, one which benefited not only the farmer, but the community surrounding that farmer, the environment, and the very soil itself. He would go on to create a series of mostly failed inventions related to peanuts. Nonetheless, his discovery of crop rotation to replenish nutrients in soil was hugely helpful for the South. His impact on science, as well as his impact on the lives of black people in America, is undeniable. Carver has been criticized for not speaking out more during his time of fame. Similar criticisms were levied towards Booker T. Washington, a man he was both close to and looked up to. This is a hard criticism, given that Carver died nearly 10 years before the civil rights movement truly began. He was fighting, along with all the other black people in the country at the time, an uphill battle. He was innovating to help the poorest communities and to strengthen local farming ventures. He showed, even if it was only a glimpse, that someday black people in America can find the respect they deserve. These are things many black people in America still fight for today. When he died in 1943, he was buried next to Booker T. Washington. He became the first man who wasn't a president to receive a national monument. More than a scientist, he lived a life dedicated to bringing the poorest in society a better standing, even in the face of relentless oppression.